Good evening, everyone. Just now to join me. Hope you're all having a fantastic evening. Well, at least for the ones here in Portugal. Give them a few more seconds. So we have Gabriel here. Good evening, Gabriel. And
Good evening, Sergio. Good evening, everyone. Let's start our Unplugged live. We just got the whole
Hello, good
team.
evening.
Good evening, Lionel.
We all together. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for watching.
The gang is all here once again, so welcome once again to another Unplugged live session. As always on Mondays, I'm Sergio Costa, hailing from north of Portugal, from Portugal EV Tours. Then joining me, I also have Lionel Rodrigues from Desirable Portugal, based in central Portugal, around the Lisbon area. And then obviously we cannot forget about Gabriel from GL Tours, Travel Algarve, also saying hi from Albufeira, the party town, as we like to tease him.
Yeah, exactly.
This evening,
I like party.
This evening, we actually have a somewhat controversial topic, and we're going to talk a little bit about over-tourism, fashionable destinations, the impact that it has on populations, and the pushback that some of those locations are now starting to do regarding tourism. We've had some interesting developments over the course of the last 2 weeks, with some graffiti, some signs being put up in and around popular destinations. And one of those most popular destinations is obviously in Sintra, the Pena Palace. And that's why tonight I'm going to ask Lionel to take the lead on this because it's a very high controversial topic. So Lionel, what's your take on it?
Okay. Well, once again, good evening, everybody. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Sergio, for passing the lead for my side. Well, curiously, I was in Sintra doing a hike by my own. Just the day before, these signs showed up. And well, I was enjoying the peace of Sintra, going to some very off the beaten trails, off the beaten path, to connect certain spots in the mountain and certain monuments. Because what I do quite often on days off, well, even on a very known destination, I'll go a little bit out of the major places to explore a little bit more. And I was, well, I can say that I was surprised when I saw the images of the signs the day after online. I first saw that on a Facebook group, but the post was deleted. And then I started watching following several groups of Sintra. And, well, I'm going to show you. Okay, I just got to see this kind of signs. Okay, so we had this, okay, Sintra traffic jam in paradise, and this is in Portuguese. Okay, World Heritage, yes. Amusement parks, no. Okay, so these signs are a little bit all over the place in Sintra, and let me start with this. Well, first of all, Sintra has many monuments, and I lose a lot of business, and this is just a very personal thing, but I lose a lot of business by not fulfilling the requests that several people get to me to go to the popular monuments. Why is that? I've been telling this to a lot of people. I stopped touring Pena Palace and Quinta da Regaleira nearly a year and a half ago. Been there very few times after that in very special occasions, and I can confess I wasn't so happy with that. But in fact, those are the places that are suffering a lot of pressure. And a lot of pressure in this kind of way. A lot of people even don't have a clue of what those places represent, what those places are. They just want to see the well or the colorful palace, okay? So in fact, this culture of just, well, putting a checklist to see this or that place ends up putting a lot of pressure in certain destinations, like you might feel, Sergio, in certain areas in Douro, like you might feel, Gabriel, in the Algarve. And I feel that a lot of people, visitors, or even, tour operators, tour guides, or just people that are on the area, it's very easy to sell this package. Okay, it's very easy just to follow this package. It's like, imagine this: if everybody would like burgers, everybody would go to McDonald's, but not everybody is into that. Okay, and I truly believe that there's this is not a one-size-fits-all kind of recipe. There's a lot of alternatives. There's a lot of things that other people can do or can see in this destination. And this has been a little bit my issue with Sintra. It's to see that everybody just wants to see the same old same, but then they are missing out a lot of interesting places, okay? And those places, some of them can even be accessed for free. I'm just going to show you here one spot that I love to be there, okay? And this place over here that a lot of people might never, have heard about, okay? Well, sorry, this image, it's not helping so much. I'm seeing this on my screen. This place, it's somehow some 10-15 minutes walk from the city center. And it's free access. Unfortunately, it's not open to public yet. There's some plans to probably open this place to public in the near future. But you don't imagine how happy I was to go over here. And while I was listening to all the noise around and the people honking and all the traffic around, there were people here sitting on the gardens reading a book. There were families in here with the kids playing. So very few people know about this place and they were enjoying this. Does this make it less interesting or, less valuable, the experience in Sintra? No, not really, okay? This is part of Sintra. This is part of the romanticism of Sintra. That's what Sintra is all about. So you just need to know that there's other destinations, there's other locations that you can visit. And in this case, this is just walking distance from the city center and you can enjoy, okay? And this has been my motto about, visiting Sintra and about touring Sintra. By the way, that place, it's called Villa Sassetti, and it's accessible by foot from the town center. So why are we having a lot of people protesting? Okay, why are we having a lot of people complaining? Everybody has the right to keep with their lives. Everybody has the right to keep their life quality. A lot of people who are protesting, in fact, they end up making some money because of this tourism, this boom of tourism. But the thing is, they lived there way before this influx of people. So the thing is, there is no easy solution for this. We are not against tourism. We are not against visitors, okay? Probably we just need to, and this needs to be done a little bit, shared responsibility by everybody. We should just do something that is start to look around, not just going to the same place. It's not like it's the same example I give quite often with the restaurants. You have restaurants that are fully booked 6 months ahead, and then you have the restaurant next door that would love to have business, and probably the food on the restaurant next door is even better. So why do people just go to the same places? Because no one is showing them that there's something else to do. And this is the responsibility of who? Locals, authorities, tour guides. And that has been what I've been trying to do. My tour of Sintra doesn't cover the popular destinations for a reason, because there's a lot more to enjoy over there. So this is, at least from my side, what I've been trying to do to, ease this a little bit. But when I started hearing about the things in Barcelona and so on a few weeks ago, and you remember Gabriel and Sergio, we spoke about that just here and there offline. I somehow was seeing this coming to Sintra. Okay, I was just not expecting this to be so quick, but I was somehow expecting that something could happen over here. So my 2 cents about this for now, it's really look just around the corner, open a little bit more your area of exploration, check what is around, and you might have just better experiences, not putting the pressure on all the same places. And that is what I've been trying to do, and I'll keep on doing that way, because at least at the end, I'm feeling that I'm trying to make something to solve a little bit this problem. Okay, so for now, this is a little bit of my my insight. I have a few more to share with, but Well, I don't know from which of you might be suffering a little bit more with this high pressure. Let's go to Gabriel to get what he has to tell us. Okay.
Okay, thank you guys. Yeah, I mean, this is a very sensitive matter, but it's been funny because the last couple weeks, my guests, they've been asking me about this, even yesterday. But in the past, maybe 10 tours, maybe 50% of my guests, they asked me about how we locals, we see this influx of tourism. They are aware, of course, about the news that are coming from places like Menorca, of course, Barcelona, Canary Islands, and now, yeah, now it's happening now here, especially in Sinter. Came out on the news. We all saw this.
Yeah,
A week ago.
It might become international because we have several TV channels
Definitely.
now already making clips about this. Sorry, go on.
Definitely, and this is, when someone speak about this kind of stuff, it creates kind of a clickbait. So this is the kind of thing that they know lots of people, they are interested in know about it, and it sells on the news. But the thing is, yes, Sintra now it's on the news. But I remember I watched a documentary last week or 2 weeks ago about Lisbon Alfama. We talked a bit, maybe 2 or 3 sessions ago about this, so I'm not go much further on this. But it's happening now. It's happening, and people, they are a bit concerned, and they are asking how we feel this. Okay, as for me here in the Algarve, I always say the same thing because I can say different things. It's the truth. I mean, so for instance, as you can see, I live in this very quiet town, labeled as a party town, but actually I live in a very quiet area. But of course, Albufeira, maybe it's the best example or the worst example of how a small fisherman village in the 40s became a very popular and a trend place. I mean, of course, we all need a place to hanging out, to have some party, or we all like to see beautiful things. Like, for instance, nowadays we have all these very popular places in the Algarve: Marinha Beach, the Albandeira Arch, Seven Hanging Valleys, Ponte da Piedade, Camilo Beach. All these things become very popular. And now what has been happening is the same as it happens in Sintra. There's lots of people going to these same spots. And the thing is exactly the same as you think, Lionel. It's right next to Camilo Beach, or in a few kilometers away, or a few miles away if you want. We have plenty of places as beautiful as Camilo, or as Marinha, or as the Seven Hanging Valleys. But, well, people, they go always to the same spots. But here in the Algarve, especially here in Albufeira, we locals, like me, we born in this environment, in this atmosphere. So for me, having tourists, it's like having trees. I mean, all my life I've been dealing with tourists. Since I started working in 1989, I was just 16. I started working in industrial laundry, and what I was doing, I was working for the hotels. So I started visiting all these region and the hotels in Albufeira and all of this. But of course, I can see the differences. And in 35 years, I've been watching many changes. And some they are good, and some others they are not so good, at least for some people. Well, we don't have this problem here in Albufeira, but some other places in the Algarve, some protests are coming out now because some places, they used to be hidden gems, they used to be very quiet, and now recently, due to the hype, they are no longer like that. If you go nowadays to places like Burgal, Salema, Farragudo, Alvor, Carvoeiro, they are no longer quiet. No, they are also crowded. Okay, not as crowded as Lisbon Old Town, or Porto Old Town, or Albufeira Old Town, but yeah, for instance, Lagos, it's more and more overcrowded. I mean, the old town, okay, it's very charming, small, but it's not growing. But the influx of people still growing. So I mean, at some point, it's too much. Well, when it's going to be too much? Well, I don't know. It's none of my business, actually. But I understand what people, locals, because I have friends everywhere, as you know. I've been working in a sales construction area in sales for many years, and I have friends there. So I keep talking, with guys, electricians from Lagos here and there. Well, many of them, they are happy because there's lots of work in Lagos, in Portimão, in Tavira. But on the other hand, the prices of the houses, they are skyrocketing. I mean, people, they no longer can afford to live in the old town of Lagos or in the old town of Albufeira. It's happening everywhere. And then at some point, let's see, okay, so for instance, I work with tourism. I love tourists. Even yesterday, I spent a day with a lovely family, and I keep telling this, and people, they know this comes from my heart. I really like people. I don't like crowds, but I like people. And I love my job, and I like tourists. I like to have tourists. But we all understand, if we lose quality of life, then we start complaining. I mean, what's the point of making, let's say, I don't do this, but let's say I'm making 100,000 euros per year. Okay, fine. Okay, but now I spend, instead of 50,000 euros per year, I'm spending 100,000 euros per year. I mean, I'm getting something benefits, but I'm losing also. So, and some people, they don't get the same income as I have. So many people, they are struggling, and they start complaining about it. Okay, I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to be very short. So yesterday I had this couple, and it's funny because they came to visit Portugal for 4 days, only here in the Algarve. Now, they go to Lisbon, but they told me, Gabriel, we were about to go to Mallorca, but because we heard about the anti-tourist protests, we changed and we came to Portugal. And then I said, I was very, very, it's a bit out my style. And then I said, I'm not Spanish, but I'm sure they are not anti-tourist. Maybe they are anti-losing their quality of life. So if they are complaining, it's because they have already reasons for complaining. And I'm sure they don't blame the tourist itself. They blame maybe the government. Because if they don't supply houses for people to live there, if they don't get jobs, if they don't get slots to park their cars in a parking lot or whatever, so people, they start complaining. We just need to use a bit of empathy to understand what's happened with other people. I mean, let's say, let's say people, they live, I'm going to say a town, maybe it's not even so touristy. Let's say Elvas. It's a beautiful town, Elvas, really beautiful. But we don't have there this big influx of tourism like in Sintra. Just imagine if now, for some reason, they start having 4,000 visitors like Sintra. At some point,
sorry, Gabriel. The number of 4,000 a day that came on the news.
It's not even accurate, right?
It's not
of
even
course
accurate.
Not.
Okay. It's
not
not
no,
even
of course. It's like here in the Algarve, they say we have at the peak season we have 1.5 million people, but I can count. We have 3 million people because then we have all these people who stay in places without licenses and whatever. But well, this is a different matter. But yeah, I told this family. I think we all should understand that it's not about being anti-tourism or whatever. It's about having a balance, and this is hard to get this balance because I don't want to lose the quality of life. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just speaking on behalf of some people I know because they don't even work with tourism. They want to go to a beach, and the beach is no longer available for them, and they start complaining. I think this is a pretty normal reaction. So somehow I think we all can do something. As a tourist, what can we do? Well, maybe instead of we all go to the same spot, the hype spot, let's say Ponto Final, the restaurant, beautiful in Lisbon. It is. I know this restaurant way before it became touristy. I went there maybe 20, 25 years ago, and it was really a hidden gem. I mean, but there are maybe 100 or 200 nice restaurants next to or in the same region. So we don't have all to go to the same spot. But I understand people, they want to visit the popular spots, okay? So I think we all can do something about it. About places here in the Algarve. It's funny because even yesterday, when I was talking with this couple and we started in W Algarve here in Albufeira, And on the way, we went to Lagos, so it took me maybe 50 minutes to get there. And then when we park at Ponte da Piedade, we went to visit Ponte da Piedade, we walked the boardwalk, and then when we were passing close to Camilo Beach, a very popular place, we saw this boardwalk here. Let me see if I can show you. Okay, so let me see. This boardwalk, and the boardwalk, it's a whole boardwalk because it's about the requalification or the renovation of the street that goes to Ponte da Piedade. Last year, it was everything under construction. And then someone wrote this on the, let me see if I can show you. See?
It's mirrored, but okay, we can see it, yeah.
Okay, it says stop touristification. So of course, every single tourist that passed through this billboard here,
the billboard, yeah.
The billboard, they can see this, and maybe they see, oh, Gabriel, but there it says stop tourist. And I said, okay, so because some people, they are struggling here too. I mean, what can we do about this? Well, I think we all can do something. Choose wisely, trust locals, because of course locals, maybe we know some other places where we can take people and they can be happy anyway. And at least, I don't know, people, if they listen our advices, maybe they can do better choices too. Because even them, they struggle a lot. I mean, when I go to Cape St. Vincent now, I see people parking the car in the middle of the road, and then they walk 1 kilometer. I mean, this is not quality of vacation time. So there are many options. There are times to go to visit the places. Some places, they are better to visit in the afternoon or in the morning. And basically, well, that's it. So as for me, I think I just gave my 2 cents. I know you have lots of more things to share. So go ahead, guys. Sergio, go ahead.
Sergio.
Well, with 8 minutes left, I'll do my best to just sum it up because you guys just pretty much said everything.
Okay.
But you touched on the key points. It's quality of life for the locals. And I've had this discussion, this conversation several times with customers in the past. How do they see tourism over here in Portugal? What's the view on tourists? What's the view on Americans? What's the view on insert any nationality over here from the people that I'm hosting? And usually I tell people this: we are very welcoming of tourists over here in Portugal. One of our fortes is precisely the touristic industry over here in the country. I'm all for it, but I am against the massification of tourism when it gets to the point that it's starting to displace locals. Because the reason why people are coming over here to Portugal is in search of authenticity. And once you go to a place that has become over touristed and became very popular, it's very difficult to find someone in a small quaint neighborhood in Porto, like the Vitória neighborhood, for example. There's a lot of Airbnbs, there's a lot of other establishments over there that are catering for tourists and not for locals anymore. So it's actually the Portuguese people living in their own cities are nowadays becoming a bit of the rarity, unfortunately. And this is true for the popular destinations. This is what happened. This is what makes what made those destinations popular in the first place is now being lost, and the locals are being displaced. So this is why we are seeing a little bit of a pushback against tourism and mass tourism per se. But I don't want people to think that we are against tourism. On the contrary, we like welcoming people, but we also like to have our peace and quiet, and as you mentioned before, our quality of life. So this actually brings us back full circle to the Unplugged theme, and one of the reasons why we created this group over here was to share those hidden gems, was to share places that we would say that if you see the popular places, fine, it's perfect, it's nice, but as Gabriel was saying, go there at a different time of the day or go to different locations. Those are the scientist in me is always saying two objects cannot occupy the same place at the same time. So if you want to go to that place, go at a different time or go to a different place at the time that you wanted to go there. So those are some options. And the popular places, I would say they show you maybe 5 to 10% of what Portugal is. There is still 90% of the country that is left to discover. And sometimes by just going to the restaurant next door or going to the monument next door or going to the vineyard next door, you'll have a completely different experience. You want to go to the popular location, but it's fully booked. Sometimes that's even a blessing in disguise, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So you guys all wanted to share pictures and whatnot. Me, the scientist, as always, what I like to share are some graphs. So let's see a couple of things over here. So this is POG's model, which basically is the evolution of destination life cycle according to the traveler type. We have plenty of locations that have now reached the peak over here and are starting to enter the decline in terms of quality. Insert the name of any popular destination in the country, we're almost here. We're starting to decline. Downtown Porto, downtown Lisbon, Sintra, even Lagos to this day, I would say it's peaking and it's starting to decline because those locations can only get so much tourism. There's one region, and I'm sorry, Gabriel, but you know that this is true. The Algarve is very tourism dependent nowadays. It's very seasonal. And the working force over there is employed for 3 or 4, maybe up to 5 months. But then they have to make a lot of money in those 5 summer months to survive the winter. So it's now near dependable. It's almost over here. It's like the entire region is over here. On the contrary, I would say that 90% of the country is still over here. Sorry. So ventures, discovers, or near ventures and development. Venture out a little bit. It's what we've been saying all along. Try to go to new locations. One of the things that I'm starting to do right now, and sorry you have to put up with this ugly face once again for the next couple of minutes, but one of the things that I'm trying to do is instead of expanding the business, and I had this opportunity a couple of years ago of getting a second car, hiring a second person, that would only be adding more pressure to those to the locations that I typically visit. And I was already seeing the decline in quality in 2022 and 2023, so I don't want that. What I want to do is for people to have an authentic experience. And because I felt like it was lacking a little bit in that regard, because there was a little bit of over tourism happening, particularly at the Douro Valley, I decided to take on a new venture of basically just opening my tasting room, my own tasting room. Hopefully it will be up and running in 2 years or so, but it's going to be at a location that is pretty much deserted. And again, going back to the chart over here, no one goes there. So it's still over here. It's on the venturer's discovery. And by the locals, they are all for it because they are located over here. They want to see more people arriving over there to the village. They want to see more people bring new life, bring new blood to the village, seeing a new business over here just popping up. And hopefully that will create an ecosystem that will maintain things around this this curve over here for the next years, for the foreseeable future. This is something that will probably happen. I don't know, but the further to the right I can push this curve, the better. And this is what I'm aiming to do. Just bringing life back to a village of the Douro Valley that hasn't seen anyone new. To give you an idea, it's the village where my family owns a family house over there that used to belong to my great-grandparents. And the village hasn't seen a new baby being born over there for the last 4.5 years. And I'm a little bit afraid to see the village disappear because the average age over there at the village right now is already over 55 years old. So what's going to happen in the future? I don't know, but hopefully this is something that we can do and help reverse this trend. And as tour guides, we have a little bit this responsibility as well. So whenever we say people, trust your tour guides, we only want what's best for you. The reason why I'm not going, in the case of Lionel, the reason why I'm not going to the Pina Palace is because this, and this. For Gabriel, the reason why I'm not going to, let's say,
Benagil.
Benagil, it's for this, and that. Or for me, in a certain case, well, the reason why I don't go to this vineyard or that vineyard is because this, and that. So trust us. We want to take you to some authentic locations, to some place where you can sit down, relax, have a relaxed conversation, hopefully with a glass of wine, and entertaining an educational conversation and a culturally enriching conversation with a local. So that's the things that makes Portugal authentic. It's not going to sorry, Lionel, let me just finish this.
No worries.
It's not going to I don't know, to Lisbon and riding in a tuk-tuk with an Indian or something like that. So I don't know.
Let's let's make an interesting exercise, okay? And sorry to interrupt you. I'm pretty sure that you faced this, and in my experience, this happened, okay? You are touring guests, and probably in the past this could happen more, and on every stop, those guests end up seeing the same people that are in other tours. And this happened in the past for sure. Most of us started pretty much the same way. And now put yourself on the guest side or on the customer side. So, but how can this be authentic or unique or distinct if everybody with a different tour operator is kind of following us? Okay, this is the question that most travelers should ask themselves while touring with, well, A, B, C, whatever. Okay, and I don't like the titles of the best, the legends, whatever. But what happens in many cases is that people see all the same guests, and then worse than that, the same restaurants. Okay, and even today I saw someone posting that had a great meal in certain restaurants, and I know how much they give back to the guide. I don't. Well, I haven't been there in 10 years probably. So, what is this experience of touring while you have everybody else kind of following you? So, it demands a lot of hard work. It demands a lot of time from ourselves, time that it's an investment we are doing. It's something that we are really putting from the time we could be with family, friends, or just taking a break to improve our quality. And this is that kind of behind the scenes that adds a lot of value to what we do. Well, it makes a difference. So this is something that at the end of a certain experience to really kind of I would say evaluate the value, the quality of what you got. It's just to check, have I been seeing the same people during the whole day, even that they were on a different van or on a different bus? Yes or no? If yes, well, sorry, you probably didn't go off the beaten path or do a truly authentic experience. So this
And not only that, the reason why sometimes we post pictures and we don't name the locations, don't name the restaurants and whatnot, it's because we want to preserve the authenticity of those places. And we also want to drive our business, let's be honest, because if people like those locations, well, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm not going to give it away for free. If you like doing it, one of the ways that you have to do, that you have to visit this location or to have this meal is by doing a tour with me. Because I'm not going to share it for you to go there, because if I post it online for 150,000 people to see it, the next day it's going to be ruined. So
let me just finish here with a little exercise. Okay, this is an image, you cannot see it so well. This is an image of a beautiful location, okay, in Sintra. Let me tell you this: 99% of the people, if not more, that go to Sintra walk like 30 meters from this location. Okay, they don't see this part. So this is right in the city center. Very few people go there. Why? They just don't know. And it's right there. Okay, this is right at the entrance of the main gate. I took this picture probably like 10 meters from the main gate, okay, of this park. People just don't go there. They don't know about it. And this makes the difference. So when you have the chance to just go a little bit around the corner and find something unique, and this was heavily crowded. This picture is from last week. This was heavily crowded just on the street nearby, and it makes total difference. So I don't mind disclosing the location. This is a public place and it's open to public and everybody can walk there. Okay. Some of the other locations, as you exactly said, Sergio, well, we're not going to disclose it because, sometimes it's really being with us that makes also the experience, because we know which is the special dish. We know the waiter, we know the owner, we know the cook. We know really which day they have any specialty, and talking about restaurants, how it is. okay? Or we can get some extra perks like that, well, that little bottle of the special liquor they have that they don't serve or whatever, okay? So these are the things that we like to provide and that make the experience quite unique. So we work hard to provide these kind of things, and well, that's why we want to make the difference. So well, that's it.
Well, I'm going to finish from my side. So I just want to draw you with this, let's say, suggestion. Don't follow just the hypes. Try to follow other places. There are loads of information online. And even whether you go on your own or if you are that kind of guest who hire guides like us, ask your guide kind of, okay, I want to see this place and that. Can you just take us to some other places who are off the beaten path or non-touristy? Can you do this? And ask them. If they are good guides, they have many places to take you. And this is what makes the difference. And by doing this, we guides and you, by choosing different paths, we're gonna help to let's say to fight this over tourism. I mean, we love tourists. We all need tourism in Portugal, but let's try to do better. How? Well, that's what we've been talking here. Let's try to do a bit different, and we are here to help. Portugal Unplugged, we created this group exactly to help people to find these options. So let's do better. Let's do better, guys.
And well, just picking up on what you just said, it's already posted, and we have some exciting news. So I scheduled a post for 10 p.m. Announcing that we just opened a YouTube channel where we're going to post our live videos, so they can stay there on the YouTube channel as long as we would like to have them there, so they won't be eliminated after 1 month as they have been here on the Facebook group. So Portugal Unplugged is live, or is on YouTube. So if you want then to share these videos with your friends, you can send them the link of the YouTube video. That helps you to share some of the insights with your friends that are not part of Portugal Unplugged group or might even not have Facebook. And well, so we are progressing that way, and this video will be uploaded as soon as it finished to our YouTube channel. So from me, and we already extended the time, well, I just want to thank everybody for watching. This was a very interesting chat. I'm pretty sure there will be a lot of other things to talk about. I had other images prepared over here, but we'll get back to this shortly for sure. So I'll see you back next week, and thank you for watching. Thank you, Gabriel and Sergio, for another excellent chat. Okay, thank you.
Thank you all.
Have a
Good
great evening
evening
and a great week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, all.
Bye.